If you've clicked on this video because you're expecting to see another one of those videos that tells you how to create a great YouTube channel, then click away now, because this is not the video for you. Instead, I'm going to give you a very realistic look into what it's like to get your YouTube channel up and running from scratch. Yes, I'm going to share my cringe moments, the embarrassing flops, no new subscribers, low view count, all of the things that you hope won't happen, but actually they do. But will I give up? No, because I believe that all things that start from scratch start with problems. Am I going to continue? Yes, because I believe that all things are possible. I'm going to give you a real life example of how it is possible to get started from scratch. Just over a year ago, I taught myself to sew at home. And when I say I taught myself, what I really did is I went onto YouTube and I spent hours and hours and hours of watching experts sewing different things. And then I took away all of the things that I'd learned and I put it into practice. And I spent hours and hours, days, weeks, months, practicing myself until I could get myself to a stage where I considered myself to be skillful enough to turn this into a business. And so what does that have to do with starting a YouTube channel? It's got everything to do with it. It's the same thing. You're starting from scratch. You know nothing about the process. It's overwhelming. There's a long journey. But with time and practice, you're going to get there. And I have no idea if this channel is going to take off. I've got no idea if people are going to like the content. I've got no idea what to expect. But I know from past experience... This is like... I dropped the F-bomb. I'll have to cut that bit out. But what I do know from past experience is that with enough determination and consistency that you can get things done. You can create things from scratch, but you've really got to want it to happen. You've got to want to do it right from your heart. That's how it works. Now, when I started sewing, I did that because I had a bigger dream of being able to design products and sell them. And to see the progress that I've made in just under a year is staggering. And I hope that that can bring some inspiration to someone to get started on your dream. And if that is creating your channel on YouTube, then I want to encourage you to do that. I'm doing the same. I never ever saw this leading to YouTube ever. When I sat down with a sewing machine, all I could think about was, all right, I want to make handbags, accessories, and also jewelry. It's not just sewing on the machine. I do a lot of hand sewing as well. But the point is, I knew what I wanted and I spent the time learning how to do it. And YouTube is like that, because I'm now finding myself almost getting right back to the beginning, the baby steps. And I'm here once again, not knowing what I'm doing. I'm out of my depth. I'm feeling overwhelmed. I have no idea if this is going to work, but I have to give it a shot anyway. I'm willing to give it a try. And that's why I'm doing these videos, to see. It'd be nice to see in a few months' time, did it actually go anywhere? Has progress been made? Or did it just amount to nothing? Who knows? I can only put the effort in and try. I've watched so many videos over the last few weeks of how people create their YouTube channels. And it's actually it's not just overwhelming, it's a little bit depressing, if I'm honest, because I feel like there's a lot of people out there that are chasing this goal of becoming YouTubers, and they're sort of going down this rabbit hole of creating channels that are about how to create a YouTube channel. When really we should be coming on there to showcase our creative side and share that with the world, to inspire other people to do the same. So getting back to the sewing, in the beginning, I could see very little progress. Everything was brand new to me. All of the words I was learning, all of the tools, all of the equipment, I had no idea what I was doing. It was completely foreign to me. But over a matter of weeks, I picked it up so easily that it became second nature. That allowed me to be able to follow all of the videos with a lot more ease, all of the tutorials that I watched, because I understood what they were talking about, and I could take that information away and apply it to my own work. So if you're starting your channel now from scratch and you're in the same position where you're watching tons and tons and tons of videos, it's overwhelming, but at some point you're going to be putting that into practice, and then you'll be turning that around into creating your channel. And let me tell you, at the beginning it was hard. I had no idea what I was doing. I had no idea what people were talking about. I had to go out and get new equipment. I bought the wrong equipment. I went out and rebought the equipment and got wrong equipment again. I made tons and tons of mistakes, but I didn't give up because had my sights set on the end result, which was to be able to be skillful enough to produce these items so that I could start selling them. So let me show you. This was the first bag that I made. It's cute. It's a little tote bag. Now, I don't know if you can see that up close, but the stitch is horrendous. That is really bad quality. I still like it. It's cute, you know. I don't use it. This is the second one that I made. It's reversible. Again, very basic. Fits my iPad really nicely. It's nice. But still, it was taking me a really long time. It took me about a day to make it. A day. But eventually I ramped that up and I made a handbag. I went all in, 2 zips. I had a zipper at the top, I had a zipper on the front, I had pockets on the back, and I had a pocket on the inside. It was probably a little bit too adventurous and it took me way over a day, but I loved every minute of it because I went from making this to making this in just a couple of weeks. And then I ramped it up again. I made the same bag, the fabric bag, but this time I made that in, it's like a faux leather. And I love this bag. I love it. But once again, my stitch quality is terrible. If you saw the quality of that stitch along there, it's really bad. You can't tell from a distance, so I still use it. I love my handbag. And it was enough to keep me going. I could see the potential. Even though my stitch along here is completely wonky, and I had to undo stitches, and there's holes in the material from the needle. It's really bad quality. You wouldn't give that to someone, but I still like the bag, and it was still enough for me to see there's potential here. I need to keep going. So I did. Made myself a little miniature handbag. Again, kept going, and I kept going, and I kept going, and I kept going, because in my mind I've still got all of the ideas of the bags that I wanted to design and make. Now, this was taking me hours and hours and hours, like over a day, to make a handbag, but I was enjoying it so much. I loved every minute of it. I loved it, but I couldn't see me being able to scale it because I was too slow. I was too slow. And the quality wasn't good enough. I knew that, and I had a very basic machine, but I still continued because I know with practice comes confidence, and when you get confident, you become faster, and that's exactly what happened. Now, fast forward 1 year, I have made over 200 products. That's enormous. So I was wrong to think I couldn't scale it. I did scale it because I was consistent. And my stitch quality improved tenfold. I have no problem with my stitch quality now, none whatsoever. I'm very proud of how far that's come. But it took a lot of effort, a lot of practice, a lot of consistency, and a ton of determination. And that is what I believe is required to start a YouTube channel. You need to know what it is. What is your end goal? Like when they say your niche, you've got to have a niche. You do have to have a niche. And you've got to be you. There's no point in coming onto YouTube if you're just going to be reading off a script, because I tried that. The first video that I did, oh, what can I do? I'll just write a script, and you can't stick to it. You can't. You stop starting, you stuttering, all of those things. And it makes a job that should be fun and exciting actually become really difficult and almost like impossible to do. So I've scrapped all of that, and I'm going with what I know, which is just to be me. And I'm back to square one. I've got no idea what anyone's talking about. They're saying things about SEO, thumbnails, viewer retention, tags. I mean, they're all things that you can figure out, but I'm just back to square one. I don't know what any of this stuff really is and how I can achieve it. And then there's all the videos. Do this to start your new YouTube channel. Don't do this. Put this many videos up. Don't put this many videos up. There's so much misinformation that it's enough to stop you from starting. I feel way out of my depth. I haven't got the skills to do this, but I felt like that when I started sewing. I felt that I was way out of my depth. I felt like I couldn't understand what anyone was talking about. And yet in under a year, I was able to produce a large number of quality items. So I have to take the same approach, have to do it, because I know that even when you've got no experience, with enough consistency and determination, you can get it working. So I don't know if this will be a success. I don't even know if these videos will help anyone. I've got no idea if anyone's going to watch this. Have you clicked away already? No idea. But without trying, how could you ever know? So today, as promised in my video last week, I'm going to share with you my learnings from the last week, what went well, what didn't go so well. Let's start with what didn't go so well. Quite a lot of things, actually. I didn't get any new subscribers. Actually, I did get a new one, but my number didn't go up. So I assumed that I lost one and I got a replacement one. So I've got the same number. I was a little bit like, oh, I don't want to lose one, but if I did, then you kind of just got to accept it. Luckily, I got another one. And so I'm back to the number that I started on, which was 12. The view count is low, very low. My long video that I did this week, which was 14 minutes long, which I uploaded on Friday, it's currently sitting at about 77 views. It might have more by the time I finish this video. It's very low, but it's higher than all of the other ones, all of the other long form videos that I've done over the last month or so. It's higher. So even though it's not great, it is a step in the right direction. And in that same video, my camera was blurry. I think I must have had some sort of fingerprint or something over the lens, because it's a blurry screen at the beginning, and I didn't realise that until it was too late. I had fluff on my jumper. I didn't use a lint roller to roll the fluff off of my top, because I'd filmed that video over a number of stages throughout the day, and by the time I did the last bit, which wasn't at the end of the video, I'd slotted it into the middle, which was a part about, oh, can you subscribe to my channel? I wish I'd never put it in there because I've got fluff on my top. And it's just embarrassing, really. It's embarrassing, but it's just, you know, something that you have to learn from. The audio quality was terrible, so I had to go out and get a mic. So I've got my mic, and I got the wrong one. I bought the wrong mic. I bought one for an iPhone. I don't have an iPhone. I didn't realise that the connector wasn't for Android. And so I had to get another one. So that was another delay and another outlay. And I spent hours and hours and hours on the recordings, the videos, the editing. And for little reward, it's quite demoralising. But still, I'm carrying on. I'm carrying on because I had the same struggles when I was learning how to sew. And I know that with consistency and determination, you can overcome it. So what went well? I got all the videos uploaded that I said that I would. I learned how to do screen recording and the editing that was needed for that in CapCut. I learned more about the audio adjustments that you can make in CapCut. I learned that I have to keep a lint roller with me before I put the record on. And I learned that being yourself is the only way that you can do it without burning yourself out. So I'll show you very briefly some of the analytics and I'll leave it there. So this was the video that I did last Sunday, and we are sitting at an enormous 24 views. Oh my goodness, that is amazing. 259 impressions. I think we've got a long way to go. Now, this is probably that low because it's the first video of its kind. Everything else has been on all of the things that I make, like the sewing, the jewelry, handmade goods. And then this one was very different. So that's probably why it's got such a low view count. Or it could be that it's just a terrible video. The impressions, though, were very low, 259. I did change my thumbnail. I had a very bad one to start with, and this one is better. Although it's still not great, but it's much better than what I had. It was quite cringeworthy what I had before. This is the last video that I uploaded on Friday, just under 15 minutes. And it's currently sitting at 88 views, and it's had 2.8 thousand impressions. So much better, much more in line with the other videos I upload. And that view count is much higher than my other long form videos. It's still embarrassingly low, but it's heading in the right direction, and it's an evergreen video, so hopefully that will continue to grow. No subscribers.
I uploaded 2 shorts in 2 parts. It was part of the same video clip, but I did it in 2 parts. So on the Tuesday I did part 1, and that got me 1,600 views. And it kind of flatlined. Part 2 was an interesting one. So it sort of went up to about 600 views on the first day, and then it flatlined for a couple of days, and then it rose up again. So that's the first time I've ever seen it, one of my shorts do that. But the number is currently sitting just under 1,800 views. So that's not too bad. It's saying that I've got 1 subscriber, but this is where I've mentioned that I've still got the same subscriber count, which is 12. So I'm imagining that, assume that I got 1 extra one and I lost 1 at the same time. Here you go, 12 subscribers. So that's it. That's the last week of uploads on YouTube.
Okay, so I'm going to wrap this video up. Since starting this recording, I've had a few mishaps. My post-it note keeps falling off the phone. My speaker wasn't on at one point. I wasn't looking in the right place. Lots of things. But again, going to continue. So I hope this helps. It might not be what you were after, but hopefully over the next few weeks, you'll be able to see for yourself what you really realistically need to be considering or doing to put the effort in to do this. It is a lot of effort, it takes a lot of hours, a lot of time, but with consistency and your heart and wanting to succeed, I really do believe that it can be possible for you. So I'll be back next week to share next week's analytics and hopefully a little bit more progress. But yeah, we'll see how it goes. Thanks for watching.